Have you seen the first part of Bridgerton season 3? Are you tormented? Because I am. And I've read the books. I still cannot comprehend. Which is exactly why we're here today. Grab yourself some drinks. Everything without alcohol, because I'm boring. But other than that, I'm not boring. Because look at me, I dressed up. I have a dress on, I have a corset on. I can barely breathe. But that's what we're doing. Just for Bridgerton. Let's go.
Dearest gentle reader, we have been apart for far too long.
That's true.
And then there is Miss Barrigan, who certainly stands out in a crowd.
She wrote my name.
This is such a callback to Daphne because she also made such an unbecoming sound.
Why does one manage to make such a terribly unbecoming sound while laughing?
I love when people just laugh in a random way. It's amazing.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Do you mind asking whoever is playing downstairs to quieten down so I might hear?
I can try, but
Look at them. Kate and Anthony are so pretty. And as much as I love Colin and Penelope, I do in fact believe that Anthony had the best chemistry. I do believe that Nicola Coughlan, the actress of Penelope, and the actor of Colin, Luke Newton, do have incredible chemistry in their interviews. Yes, I have seen those. I have been binge watching all of them. I certainly am a Polin sucker, but I do believe that Anthony is just through the roof.
Let us hope that their pairing brings some titillation.
So this is the first time Penelope actually sees Eloise again. If you remember from season 1, episode 1, when they come out, they look at each other, they wave at each other, they're, always together. And this is a little bit sad, but Penelope obviously knows it is Francesca's season, so she's there waiting to see the family that she spent so much time with. The Bridgertons were, in fact, her safe place. And she says that later on in the season as well, so yeah, very sad.
What are they all squawking about?
No, they've spotted a side of beef.
They have spotted some beef. No. Oh my god, the hair. Listen, I am a sucker for Colin and Penelope, but his hairstyles and everything this season, it is so much. It is so much. You really see that he tries to be a character.
Colin?
You.
That. You see that? He's looking at Penelope. I was unsure whether he saw her or not, because she was kind of hiding away in the bushes. But now you can actually see there's nothing in front of her, I believe. Then he just turns away. Yeah.
For the status quo.
He probably saw her. I mean, she looks sad, right? He saw her. Didn't say anything, didn't do anything. But at this point, he should not know that Eloise and her had a falling out.
Under what foreign sun did you apparently get so
Sturdy.
I was nowhere and everywhere. I will not bore you with details. It has given me some sense of proportion.
I should like some proportion.
Now, if you have seen season 3, you know. Colin has been journaling. He has been writing everything down. So I assume this is why he hasn't written everyone so much, because he just started writing it down in his journal, as well as we are gonna hear later on what he has been writing. Those are things you may or may not want to send to your family. In the books, he actually writes his family, but he does not write pen. That's an addition from the show, and I quite like it. So, okay, let's keep going. I'm going to skip through this because it has nothing to do with Polin.
Since when are you one who simply glides in?
Since when do you wear so many ruffles?
It's just the style of the season.
Okay. This is the first time Colin realizes that Eloise has changed. Something is going on there. Now, I gotta say, I'm not as invested in the Francesca storyline. I am looking forward to her Netflix season, but as of right now, I'm too invested in Polin. I really cannot. I have I've put my whole heart and soul into Polin. I just do not have the capacity anymore to care about others. But to anyone who doesn't care about Polin as much, first of all, you're wrong. Second, there is the Francesca storyline, Benedict storyline. Eloise kind of goes into the Polin storyline, but is also its own thing. And you have the Mondridge storyline. There is stuff for everyone here, just not on this channel, because we are into Polin. That's about it. So what's gonna happen now is Francesca's just gonna be presented to the Queen, and the Queen is not gonna choose her. That's that. The Queen's gonna be like, nah, thank you. Oh, they're so beautiful. Look at them. No, no. Oh, I can't. Oh my god. No. I'm not gonna talk about that. Let's keep going. Potential spoiler, because they're obviously foreshadowing that there are going to be issues, and within the first part we already have a little issue. So now I'm just gonna throw out a theory. What do you think about the Whistledown secret coming out and then being like, that's why we have money. Problem solved. I'm just saying. Of course the first thing she sees is Colin. What else? Oh, and then Elise. Yeah. If you've ever lived through that, like losing a best friend is so painful. It is so painful. And then also like the whole Colin thing, she just remembered how mean he was. He's such an asshole. Anyway, poor Penelope. And to anyone who's like, well, she's Lady Whistledown, she's shitty as well. Listen, people do bad things. That does not mean that they are bad. And especially if you've read the book, Penelope tries to not be mean to people. She only tries to be mean to bullies, like Cressida or her mother, her whole entire family, in fact. But other than that, she just tries to report on everything.
My travels.
Then we have this
I cannot
idiot.
begin to share my travels.
If I did, it's possible that your dance cards for the season are not flowers in bloom. Each one of you.
But like the flowers in bloom, the whole marketing behind season 3 is a wallflower can also bloom. So that's quite cute that they put it in there. But I really cannot listen to this and not cringe. It sounds so unlike Colin. Colin is such a witty character. He has like this banter with Penelope, and I just love it so much. And whatever this is, I do not like it. It is just so cheesy. Too cheesy for me.
Were I to tell you even the tiniest adventure, I'd be forced to marry you.
They don't even know what that means. Like, they don't even know. Come on. we are in Bridgerton, okay? The women have no idea. They're not as dirty-minded as we are, okay? So the reason why he is behaving this cringy, later on in the season, Violet also says that he has this armor and he has to, be careful that he might not be able to take it off anymore. The background to that is that, well, at least in the books, Lady Whistledown usually writes how charming he is. Only like nice things. Like, he's such a charmer, such a charming guy. Everyone likes to be around. That's probably what he's trying to be now. The charming guy who's charming and flirting with everyone. That's also a thing that happens in season 1. When he wants to get married to Marina, Violet, his mother, tells him, well, I didn't think it would be serious because you just flirt with everyone. Because obviously we were not following him all the time. We did not see how much he was flirting, but it is his reputation, so it makes sense that he is doing that, especially now that he has the riz and all of that. I just assume he's trying to, trying out his new skills in London now that he's back.
It just felt like I've been absent years instead of months.
Much has certainly changed in that time.
A good deal, I know. It was all the rage in Paris.
It's so selfish. He still doesn't know that Eloise and Penelope had this falling out, apparently. Because the only thing he thinks about is his new style. That's all he can say has changed. I mean, he's totally in the Lululand, and he's gonna be in the Lululand for a while. Up until when he's not anymore.
Am I mistaken? Or was Eloise walking arm in arm with Cressida Cowper?
As you said, sometimes time moves rather quickly.
Oh, burn. Look, he came over, as he usually does. Background story. Colin usually goes to Penelope at these social gatherings to insult other people. They have this thing where they just gossip about others. And it's so fun because he doesn't like Lady Whistledown, but that's exactly what he's doing. And that's why he always goes to Penelope to talk about funny things about other people. He tried that again, and he tried to make fun of Eloise being with Cressida, and probably also getting some information, but he didn't notice that he is not welcome, and that apparently there is some issue.
I must take a husband. Someone kind.
then a new look is just the thing.
Perhaps something like what they're wearing in Paris.
Oh my god, look at her. Something they're wearing in Paris. The thing is, she is mad at Colin. I do not believe she thinks of him actively. I think it's still so ingrained into her that she wants to be appealing to Colin and that she wants to be with him. I believe at this part, she, on the outside, is fully against the whole her and Colin thing. She's trying to tell herself, no, this is not going to happen. And I believe that she believes that, but internally, she is not over him yet, obviously. She still wants to be pretty to him. She wants a kind husband. Colin is always said to be one of the kindest persons in the whole Bridgerton universe. She doesn't know, but internally, she wants to be pretty for him.
Or is this truly the new you?
A man cannot tell his secrets.
Must be lonely.
So mean, so mean. Why is she so mean? Oh my god, Eloise. Damn, relax.
I've been hoping we would meet.
Did not seem so. I wish you very well, Penelope.
That's a lie. She doesn't. She doesn't. Penelope is trying to make up somehow and talk to her, and Eloise is just, she doesn't even give her a chance. And it fits with Eloise's character. She's very self-centered, and that's something she has to learn. Yeah, that's all I have to say for now. 4 Seasons ball is happening now.
I should like to try something a little different tonight.
Clamming herself up. I need to pause here because the track in the background is ABCDEFU, and Netflix released some of the tracks that are going to be featured in the new season. I believe it's only from the first part, and it would make sense that it would be only that. But actually, with a lot of the songs, I was very skeptical. I was like, oh, why? Not that I don't like the song, but in my head, it didn't fit. Like, for example, Dancing on My Own with Canthony and their first dance. It was amazing. Dancing on My Own because both of them are dancing on their own, kind of, because they try to be the strong character and all of that. But ABCDEFU, in this scene where Penelope is just serving for the first time, it's her 3rd year on the marriage market, and she is the center of the attention the first time. Now, obviously, it doesn't go as planned, but I'll let you see that for yourself now. Oh my god.
I do not think that will be necessary.
Her mouth dropped open.
If she wants to wear such a melancholy colour, that's her prerogative.
It's a beautiful color. One of my favorites.
I told the Contessa that in my homework, really well.
That's how fast the conversation can drop. In an interview, Luke Newton, the actor of Colin, said that he was the last one to see her in the whole ballroom. I assume it's because he was so into his new role as this as this traveler pirate. He didn't even notice people looking away, and then she finally passes him by, and he just drops the conversation because he's shocked. I love that. I love that so much. Who is Colin looking for?
Pleasure to see you.
What a striking gown you have on.
You as well, my lord. Not the gown part, obviously the first part.
I first had a laugh at his comment about her gown because...
Your gown, it is exquisite.
That was an amazing scene. So her complimenting him back for his man gown is just, it's beautiful. I love it.
Stitch, the fly stitch. Oh, the detached chain.
See, at this point, well, first of all, Eloise has the worst conversations of them all, talking about stitches. And she looks over to Penelope, and you can really see that she's still concerned for her because she knows Penelope. Penelope doesn't know how to talk to gentlemen, and you can tell by how she's breathing and like acting and like very, I don't know, stiff, that she's not doing well. Eloise still cares, and you can see that in this scene. So cute. We got this in a promo as well, and it's so beautiful.
He really upsticks the floor again. Once one finds oneself on the wall, it is difficult to come off it.
It can be difficult, can it not?
I love how Francesca and Penelope have this little moment of being friends. In the book, Penelope has a younger sister she actually gets along with, so I'm sad she doesn't have that here. It makes it even worse, like the whole situation of her being with her family and her family being just her family. So I really like that there is another Bridgerton showing her some kindness. The Bridgertons. Such a nice people. This is so sad. Penelope knows what it is like to be almost on the shelf. She just can't attract any suitors, and she also does not know how to talk to them, which we're gonna get into later, of course, in another episode. It is kind of good to see her telling Francesca, even though she could be like, well, I do not like hang out with Bridgertons anymore, I don't care. No, she's still kind enough to tell her, listen, I know it's hard and trying, but you should go and dance with other guys, because for women in our society it is really hard unless you have a husband.
Do not worry. I've been the recipient of an untold number of withering looks.
And why do I have the feeling that you, in turn, know how to make one wither?
Well, I suppose... I did not. Oh, how mortifying. I'm so clumsy.
It is a pity you did not choose something sturdier. Such cheap fabric. It would not have ripped.
I did not hear this the first time I was watching. I mean, I did hear it, but I didn't hear it. She said, it's a pity you didn't choose something sturdier. Colin is sturdier. I mean, this handsome lad is also really handsome and sturdy, but Colin is the sturdy guy. Cressida, let me tell you in like 3 hours. Let's keep going. I'm excited. Yay. Yeah, this is who you chose. Eloise.
I'm so sorry.
Very nice.
What are you doing out here?
Getting some fresh air.
That's a lie.
You are not a spinster.
I'm in my 3rd year on the marriage mark with no prospects to show for it. What would you call that?
Something wrong? Pen, between us.
Well, now he's catching on that something's wrong. Now that she calls him Mr. Bridgerton.
If you are going to make me say it out loud, I miss you.
You miss me, but you would never court me. Is that correct? I overheard you at my mama's ball last season. It just never occurred to me that you, of all people, could be so cruel.
I have rewatched this scene so many times because we've seen it in the promo material, and it breaks my heart every single time. Nicola Coughlan is such a good actress. And Luke Newton as well. I mean, wow. Now she's mad. Now she's whistled down mad. But I gotta say, what she writes isn't so bad. Then there's this guy telling Lady Feathering that there may be issues in case she forged some documents about titles and heritage and whatnot. So yeah, skipping through that.
And I'm very sorry for my callous comment here last year.
I'm so mad at him at this point. Obviously, in just 2 episodes, I'm not gonna be mad at him at all, and I'm gonna cry because of him. So, but in this episode, I'm still so mad at him because his comment was so reckless. He said that, I mean, okay, he's told that to Five and the other cool guys who are obviously idiots and nobody wants to date them, but he said that in public to other potential suitors, and especially to people who are going to mock that person in front of other people, closing down the door for Penelope to get any suitor. If he talks like that in public about her and lets people talk like that about her, that is very bad. That's very bad. You should not do that as a friend. He doesn't even realize the gravity of what he has done. Now, in the books, this is different. In the books, he only says that to his brothers. It's way less bad, and it's just like a private moment. He's just mad because his mom is trying to get him married and he doesn't want that, and she always has a list, and I guess Penelope was on that list. So he was like, I'm not gonna marry Penelope, like I'm not gonna marry anyone. That's what he wanted to say, and well, Penelope overheard that. And then at that point they also discussed that right away. Like she was like, it's fine, because he tried to apologize, and she's like, oh, it's fine, I never expressed any interest in marrying you. Now obviously she was hurt. I think in the books it says something along the lines of the worst 5 minutes of her life or something like that.
I seek you out at every social assembly because I know you will lift my spirits and make me see the world in ways I could not have imagined.
And gossip about people.
You're clever. If a husband is what you seek, let me help you. Charm can be taught.
Charm can be taught, but honestly, whatever he is giving off is not it. It is super cringe. Maybe in that period it was all the rage, but to me it's like, ugh. Anyway, I loved his speech so far. It was nice. It was like him telling her all these nice things about her that she needs to hear because she never gets any compliments. She is nice, kind, and really intelligent. She never gets to hear those things. So it's nice that he took his time out of his day to tell her that. What are you doing to my heart? Listen, I just hated him a second ago, but look at him. How could you hate him? He's so cute. Look at this.
I want, and to earn back the favour of the one person who has always truly made me feel appreciated.
See, Colin always has his mask on and tries to be this funny, charming guy that everyone knows him to be. When he is that, people like it and people, react accordingly. But he is not just that. He is something else as well. And Penelope likes and respects him. The good and the bad, I assume. She has not met his angry side yet, but he never had to be charming to Penelope in order for her to like him. She just liked him. He could be normal and childlike and gossiping about other people, and she would still appreciate him and his company. It is very rare for people to be as self-reflected, to realize something like that, and he did. And yet, he is in the Lululand, which makes sense because they grew up together and he just hadn't made the connection yet. I had a friends to lovers story myself, and up until the moment you don't have this little switch, you don't realize it. So I get that, okay? I have to defend him a little bit because I know what it is like. But yeah, let's keep watching.
Friends.
He looks so happy. She looks so sad. He looks happy because he thinks he's going to help her. And he loves helping people. That's his thing. Obviously, he wants to, as he said, earn back her favor and show her that he actually wants to be a good friend, which is nice. He's not just apologizing, but he's actually trying to make her pains less. To her, this is the dream of her and Colin dying. If he was into her, he would never try and help her get a husband. Number one. Number two, when she then finds a husband, she's married. The deal sealed. She's not gonna be Mrs. Bridgerton ever. Again, I believe that she believes that that's over, but I think at this point, internally, she also realizes that, which is why she looks like that. Just my interpretation. Tell me what you think about it. Oh, I love this scene as well. Like her in the light. This is exactly what she writes about at the end of the second episode, I believe, where she talks about hope. Because this time right now, she has hope. This is what is happening here.
Is that whistle down?
Dearest gentle reader.
There's a good deal to say about you precious Bridgertons. Colin, in fact.
Whatever she has said about him, she's wrong.
Where were you?
Nowhere. What are you reading?
Nothing.
Is this new character the real him, or simply a ploy for attention? Does Mr. Bridgerton even know?
Listen, if this is the worst thing that she can say about him, it really isn't that bad. Like, she's right. It is a new character that he's playing, and he doesn't even know himself yet. Not me being a whistledown apologist. I also love that. Where you been? Nowhere. What you reading? Nothing. Like, both just blatantly lying into each other's faces.
I will never forgive her. I will make sure it is her life that is ruined.
You can really see that Eloise is also quite concerned because she still has love for Penelope, and she's like, oh well, I did not want her to be ruined, which is why I did not tell anyone. Quite the radical opinion. Obviously, these two instances could have been handled a lot better by just being honest. But let's not dwell on the past. We are where we are now, and people make mistakes. We're probably also gonna forgive Cressida for her bully behavior, okay? So, people make mistakes. Okay, that's that. Wow. I really enjoyed this episode as a setting up the scene and setting it up for next episode, which is going to be amazing. Looking forward to that one. In case you want to watch it, here it is. You can watch it here as soon as it's online. And I see you guys in the next one. Bye!
We don't give a fuck.